Hey, Jonathan, it's so good to see you. I'm excited to chat with you today to try and explain some things about the Infra SIG to our community. So let's start with what is your SIG and what do you focus on?
Hey Benny, so the Infrastructure SIG, we provide the literal foundation for AlmaLinux. We manage all of the building blocks that keep the lights on. So everything from build servers to update mirrors, mailing lists, everything that all of the other SIGs ultimately rely on. So because of that, our footprint is massive. We manage physical hardware in a dedicated data center cabinet that one of our sponsors gives us. We've got robust cloud presence across AWS, GCP, Azure. We have resources from smaller providers such as OVH and people of that size, all the way down to really small web hosting providers that contribute infrastructure to us. Basically, if it's a service that AlmaLinux relies on, we're the ones behind the scenes making sure it's fast, reliable, and working for both contributors and for end users of AlmaLinux.
And every time Benny says, I updated Discourse and it broke again, I get to come to you.
End of that. Yep, that's very real.
How does the SIG well, let's put it this way. How does the work that the SIG does help the AlmaLinux community in general?
So we're kind of like the invisible people behind the scenes. Think of it like if you're doing production, you've got the people running around in the all black outfits trying to not be seen. That's kind of us. Nobody sees us, unless there's a problem. Nobody really knows we're there. But
Yep.
without the infrastructure SIG, release engineering wouldn't have a place to build packages. End users wouldn't have a way to download updates. Basically, like I said, we empower every other SIG by providing the resources and infrastructure that they need to push the project forward. Infrastructures, like I said, often only notice when something breaks. So our goal is to be seamless and reliable and just keep things chugging along.
Yeah, that stability that we always aim for is like it's part of the OS too, but the infrastructure is critical to what we do, right? So, with that, I know that most of the time you try to remain invisible, but one of the points of this is trying to get like people introduced to and interested in working in the infrastructure SIG. So, what are the best and most important ways that somebody from the community can contribute to your SIG?
That's a good question. Infrastructure is a little bit unique because we handle a lot of sensitive production systems. The front door, I guess you could say, to contributing is going to be our public code. And people are going to want to start with our Ansible playbooks on GitHub. That's kind of the framework for everything that we do. So if you're experienced in Ansible, you can help us build new roles or review existing pull requests. We also maintain a self-contained repository for our mirror system. The mirror system is a project that we've built from the ground up, and that's kind of the most code-heavy piece of infrastructure. It's easy to set up a development environment for that. So if you're good in Python and you want to help route traffic for millions of users around the world, that would be a great place to start. So we've kind of got some infrastructure specific stuff with Ansible as well as some more code heavy stuff that's really easy for people to get involved in.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, there's even things that aren't necessarily directly in your SIG. Like there's little things. If I think about the website for that would support the web hosting or the promo of SIG, we're doing things like trying to make things more automated and more secure as we try to deploy the website. And then there's this little bug in the translation script that it has been so low priority that none of us have tried to fix it. But those are the kinds of things that you ended up like you wrote that script, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was
Yeah.
in the pre-AI days too. And that one was an interesting one to write. But yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
little things that we do to support a lot of other SIGs that aren't necessarily infrastructure. It's just, at the end of the day,
Supposed
we're
to.
all putting our heads together to get to the same end goal. So if we have skills, we want to use them.
Yep. Exactly. Cool. Well, thanks, Jonathan.